going on, everybody? It's another episode of Angry Sports Chat. I am your host, M. Will, back with another video. Let's go. I was going to talk about something completely different today, right? But then before I even got to getting in here to set up, boom, I'm handling some business or whatever, and then bam, I get a notification on my phone from ESPN, right? All right, cool. After that, the caption says another player tested for coronavirus. And I'm like, another player? Wait, what's happening? I knew obviously people would get tested, okay, but or tested positive rather. So apparently, just this morning, right when I dropped this video, ESPN, Greeny and one other guy was on there talking about one of the Patriots players, the Gilmore boy, that just got tested ID positive for the coronavirus this morning.
We have breaking news from the National Football League, and I have the man here to deliver it is my insider, Dan Graziano. Dan, the floor is yours.
Yeah, unfortunately, another positive test for the New England Patriots, as first reported by NFL Network, confirmed by Arfield Yates. Stephon Gilmore, their star cornerback, tested positive. The Patriots have canceled their practice today. This is now the third positive that we know of in New England. Obviously, we knew about Cam Newton end of last week. They put a practice squad player on the COVID-19 reserve list yesterday. So, now Patriots won't practice today, and we'll see what happens from here.
They're supposed to play Denver this Sunday, and it's already a game in which they will be playing on a short week, the Monday night game, the travel. We don't know the status of Cam, so what happens now?
Well, we have to see how bad it is, right? The outbreak in Tennessee last week was bad enough that they shut down the facility. The Patriots aren't going to be there today. If that continues through the week, then yes, that game against Denver would be in jeopardy. If this is an isolated case and they can practice tomorrow, then they could play, although obviously Stephon Gilmore would be very unlikely to play if he's positive for the virus.
All right, once again, this is just Pro Football 2020, something we're going to have to be used to, but Stephon Gilmore of the Patriots has tested positive, and you have more.
Also, another positive test as of this morning in Tennessee, and the Titans facility will be closed today. They had hoped to open today after getting 2 straight days without positives, but apparently that will not happen.
Okay, remember, they didn't play last.
And my thing about it at this particular point with the NFL is why? What is the point? Okay, like, y'all are taking this very seriously, okay? And I'm not saying that y'all should not take it seriously. So if you take it seriously, there should be no NFL season. I've been talking about this before the season even started, when they were talking about, we're going to try to get the season going. You can't compare it to the NBA right now. Right now, they have been asking Adam Silver week after week after week about the opening of another season.
How has watching the sports that have elected not to do a bubble, like the NFL, which has had to reschedule 2 games just this weekend, influenced your thinking on next season and that desire to play in home markets?
I'd say the answer to that question is also a bit premature to make decisions for us yet next season. We've, of course, been following it closely, and I think both baseball and football would acknowledge that if you're not in a bubble, it increases the chance that this is a highly contagious virus.
And he's been worried the entire time. He's like, yeah, it's not looking likely. It's not looking likely, because you're not talking about the situation they were in, where they were able to have the bubble and where they were able to have a controlled situation with only 8 teams or 12 teams, or however many teams it was when they started the bubble, okay? It's 30 teams in the NBA. It's not going to be the same thing. They have got 3 arenas between those 12 teams, which are now condensed down to the 2. But still, with the way they had their thing going, it was easier to have everybody in one area for that to happen, to keep all the outside influences from happening, okay? They're not traveling anywhere except to the hotels and to the arenas, okay? That is a great thing. But Adam Silver knows that to start another season, it's not going to be as easy. But for some odd reason, the NFL figured that they can go ahead and try this thing anyway. There's no way you can get every team into one area amongst 3 arenas and think that's going to work. It's just not going to work. It's 53 people on an NFL roster compared to 12 or 15 on an NBA roster. It's just not going to work. But for some odd reason, I'm not sure what it is outside of the almighty dollar. Oh my gosh, because literally there's no other reason I can think of as to say why would they go ahead and put these people's health in jeopardy. Okay, now granted, you know, the coronavirus is what the coronavirus is. It's not going to kill everybody, right? But you don't want to put anybody in that predicament, period, because not only are they doing it amongst teammates, but then they got to go back to their families, or now they can't even see their families because they have the coronavirus and they don't want to bring it back home to their families. Now they're put in jeopardy with that because y'all want to go ahead and have an NFL season where you guys are still traveling. Okay, we can go outside right now. Okay, the thing is in the thing is in the air. Now, granted, you know, like I feel as though, hey, when everything gets back to normal and when the vaccines come out, for those who are going to take the vaccines or for those who got it and survived it, like their system has not processed it and know how to fight it. But still, at this very particular point in time, it's something that people just don't want to do, and I don't blame them. So it's like, okay, if you guys are that worried to the point where you guys are testing players every single day they enter the facility, okay, they just went ahead and fined Pete Carroll, what, 2-3 weeks ago, however many thousands of dollars for not wearing a mask on the sideline. Like, it's getting ridiculous. Like, the thing about it, like, just don't, the season should not have started, period. But if there are ways that you can control or decisions you gotta make, you know, make the right decision. It's not hard. At this point, I promise you, it's just greed. Because y'all don't need that money. Y'all can y'all can miss a season. Y'all can miss a season and resume, you know, everything as normal once everything is okay and checks out. This thing has to run its course. This thing has to kind of permeate because, you know, there are other viruses that are still out here. You know, flu is still out here. That's still killing people, okay, regardless. But we've got it to a point where the death rate is so small for whatever reason. Like I said, maybe because I don't take flu shots, right? But maybe our bodies have gotten used to it, or the vaccines have proven to do their thing, or whatever the case may be. The point is, we've gotten it down, right? But it took time to get it to that point. Okay, it's going to take time to get it to that point with the coronavirus. Why put people in jeopardy? What if they weren't getting paid money? I guarantee you this season would not start. Listen, man, the NFL got to get it together. Look, and it's not too late. At this point, we're only 4 weeks in. Week 2 was already crazy. That should have gave you an indicator right there. It was like 17 doggone injuries in week 2. I was listening to it on the radio. I was out listening to my Eagles take a L. But it was like 17 injuries. Garoppolo went down. Saquon went down. All these people was going down in week number 2. That should have been an indicator right there. Listen, if people are getting tested positively for this, it's a failed experiment. It's failed. Chalk it to the game. Cancel this season.